Having done one work problem, let's check out another. The Yankees and Reds together have won a total of 31 games, 31 wins. The Yankees have won 5.2 times as many as the Reds. How many World Series did each team win? And again, you have to create an equation and then eventually solve it. The first sentence gives you one equation. The second sentence gives you a second equation. But before we jump right in, let's define our variables. Since they asked for how many World Series did each team win, so X will just go with the order that they give us. We'll say X is going to be the Yankees wins, meaning World Series wins, and Y is going to be the Reds wins. And since each team has won 31 altogether, you could probably reason that if the Yankees won 11, then the Reds must have won 20. And the only reason I give you like a number example is that I think it's helpful for seeing that the wins of one team as a variable plus the wins of the other team as a variable would give you 31. Now the Yankees have won 5.2 times as many as the Reds. In red, I'm going to write the number 5.2, 5.2, and then I'm going to put, don't write any of this down, X and then equals Y. And the reason I put it in both spots is because either it's correct here or it's correct there. And if X is the Yankees and Y is the Reds, let's look at what happened if you multiplied the Yankees wins by 5.2. And instead of talking about 5.2, I'm just going to talk about 5 because I think it's an easier to think about number. So if I took the Yankees wins and I quintupled it, then I would be making this value much larger. That would mean that the Reds would have more than the Yankees, and that doesn't make any sense. So as I switch this around and think about it in the other direction, if I quintupled the Reds win, I would get a larger value of X. So the way this is going to work out is if you take X and get that from taking Y and multiplying it by 5.2. So we have our two equations set up, and now we're ready to solve them. So really coming up with the equation is the hardest part. So once you're able to do that independently, solving it's not bad. You know, you can always take a stab at the equation on a test and get something messed up, but keep in mind these would probably be like 5-point questions. And if you put nothing down, you're going to get nothing. But if you put down some equations and make an effort at it and then attempt to solve them, you might get a couple points, maybe even 3, who knows. So don't leave problems like this blank. That's the biggest mistake to make on these. Also on bookwork, attempt them. Don't just leave them empty and wait for your teacher to show you how to do them in class. Give them a go. So this can easily be substituted into the first equation. And when I write X over here plus Y, I'm not going to write X, I'm going to write 5.2Y plus Y equals 31. Combining like terms gives you 6.2Y equals 31. Divide this by 6.2. And so you could be saying to yourself, oh, I must have screwed up. We have decimals going on here. But once you type 31 over 6.2, you get 5. And then, if Y is 5, the easier one to substitute in is throw a 5 up there, which would mean that X is 26. As you summarize your answer, X comma Y equals 26 comma 5. And if you know anything about the history of the Yankees, that doesn't seem unreasonable. And it's a good idea to tag this to be more clear. So we could either write 26 Yankees wins down here and 5 Reds wins, or you could maybe be like Yankees, Reds. Box that, make it stand out. You're good to go. So we did a couple word problems. I should have sat on this page a little bit longer in case you needed to pause it. There it is. Rereading the question, they wanted to know how many each team won. We answered that. We're good to go. Make sure that you're great at solving these before you leap into the word problems, but the textbook will give you a variety of different problems to practice.